Hello once again, it's me here, Teacher Nzenga, your friend, your teacher, and whatever, right? Uh, let's talk about something very, very important, right? In this video, I'm not going to speak Portuguese. Usually, I speak Portuguese when I'm explaining things like this, but this one, I'm not speaking Portuguese because this is not meant for someone who's starting to learn English. This is meant for someone who is already studying English for so long, like for some time, maybe for some months, probably for some years too. And this person have done these two important things. Firstly, they have improved their vocabulary, right? Like the words they know, the sentences they may understand if they see them written, or if you speak slowly, maybe they can understand. And the second thing is they have also improved their grammar, right? The reason I'm bringing this to you is because right now, as I'm filming this video, I'm teaching some students of intermediate level, right? Because we have beginners, the guys who are just zero in English, and we have elementary, the guys who come after you finish the level of beginner. And now I'm teaching the pre-intermediate level students, right? And what I've seen is that we have worked a lot to improve their English, and I'm so proud of that. And I believe too that they're so proud of me being their teacher too. And we all, like, together, working together, we've done a great job, right? But like this level, what I see as a big challenge or a big problem to them, it's listening, right? Their listening is not that good, right? Like if you write that same sentence somewhere, like it's easier for them to read and understand, but if you speak it, like mostly if it's a native guy speaking it, they will have difficulties. And one of the tests that we do here, like in the school, is just also like you have to do the listening test. And the more we do these listening tests, I'm just realizing that our listening is just poor, right? And in this, that's why, because of that, I decided to like let you guys know. I know I haven't been here in the channel for so long, right? But I'm here to share this with you, that if you have improved your grammar and you have also improved your vocabulary, right? Let's say you know so many words and like it's easier for you to like organize a sentence, but you cannot speak that well. And also when somebody speaks, you just cannot understand. I think this problem is the problem of listening, right? I think now you don't have to spend more time like studying grammar or like just looking for new vocabulary. I'm not saying you have to leave it at all, right? But all I'm saying is that you should consider like spending more time listening to content, to videos or audios in English, right? Because what happens is that, this is what I was just telling my students too, is that the way you listen people talking, and you understand, this is gonna be automatically the way you express yourself, right? So if you do a poor job in listening, right, to the native speakers, like we have so many videos here on internet, for example, the YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, where like whatever the platform, you can go there and find so much content, from music to everything, comedies. And if you want to improve your speaking as well as your listening and comprehension, like not only like writing and vocabulary, maybe what you should do is like you keep exercising a lot on listening. Because let's imagine it, for example, me, I'm living here in Mozambique. Like in Mozambique, our official language is Portuguese, right? And the way we speak Portuguese here is different from the people who live in Brazil and people who live in Portugal too. although it's like it might have some similarities, but when I'm expressing myself, if you know somebody from Mozambique, if I'm speaking Portuguese, you don't need to be told that I'm Mozambican. Just from my accent, you can notice it. So, which means that if you spend more time listening to the native speakers, right? Like listening to the people who live in England or America, like people may say this, like, where am I going to find these people? It's easy, right? The way I did this is just using YouTube, right? I've used other platforms, but the number one platform that I really use a lot is this YouTube. So you should, and I said this, I guess, like some years ago, that you should try to see what really is interesting for you apart from English, right? Because when people are learning English, all they care is just to speak and nothing else, and not putting it into context. It's so easier if you put like the English learning process into a context, right? For example, me, I'm this guy who just loved music, right? So I learned how to make music just using English, right? When I went to YouTube, when I came here on YouTube, like to search, like to look for information about how to make music, there were tons of videos, and I used them to learn how to make music. But with that, I was also exercising my listening and comprehension, right? And my understanding, right? So the way you listen and understand, this is going to be automatically the way you speak, right? If people live in Brazil and they speak Portuguese, usually all the Brazilians, they have the same accent. It's not possible like somebody living in Brazil and they speak Portuguese of Mozambique. Like, maybe it's possible, but myself, I've never seen it. If you've seen it, well, just you can tell us where you've seen it and how it happened. But this happens really because the guy living in Brazil, all day long, he's just listening to the people speak that same way. And then what happens, automatically he starts speaking the same way. So the same like this, if you've improved your vocabulary and grammar, maybe now, like maybe other people would ask me, what kind of English should I speak? Is it American or British? And I would say to you, like, look, just see yourself, right? Listen to the people a lot, right? And sometimes as an English learner, I think you shouldn't even choose what kind of English you should like be focused, because you don't know who's gonna speak to you, right? You don't know who's going to speak to you. It may be a British guy or Indian guy or Australian guy or American guy. That's why you should just, I think, as I said, right? Let's say you want to learn about how to make money, and you go on internet and you find people from different countries. You can find someone from London, someone from America, someone from, I don't know, like wherever in the world, right? And every guy here, they are speaking English, but their English accent is different. But if you do the job of like listening to all of these guys and trying to understand all of them, I think your listening will improve a lot, and so the same way your understanding or comprehension will improve a lot. And basically what happens when your listening and your understanding improves, your speaking improves automatically, right? So you should do a big job on listening, right? This is what I was advising my students, because I've seen that now. I think we've stayed for something like 8 months and some weeks, and we've done a great job on improving our vocabulary and the grammar. But when it comes to listening, when the guys do tests, they just having so many difficulties, and this is our next challenge now. So if you've done these 2 things that I said, just the vocabulary thing and the grammar thing, Now, maybe if you are not even that a good speaker, just don't worry enough. Don't worry much about that. Just worry more about listening and understanding, because when you listen and understand, you are able to imitate. And when you imitate, now you can speak like the guys that you like to see or to hear when they're speaking. That's it. And if you do that, you will just be proud of yourself. Thank you for watching it. And as I said, I didn't speak Portuguese in this video because this is not meant for someone who's just starting to learn English. This was meant for someone who is already learning and they want to improve their speaking and their listening. But part of that, they should start with listening, and then after that, they can go to the speaking.